is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, I gotta turn my mic on here. Hold on a second. There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm learning how to use a whole new setup here. We're trying something tonight. Let me explain this. First, let me check and make sure we're going out like we should be going out. Let me check here. No, we don't have. We're not going out on Facebook Live because I forgot to push the Go Live button. There we go. Anyway, I could try to start it again, but why should I do that? I don't know. Maybe I should do that. Anyway, let me get out of this and go back to that. Okay. There's always something you forget. What we're doing is something a little bit different. We're testing this out because we want to see if, in fact, we can make it work. And I'm going to look now. First, I'm looking over at Facebook. I got that. Okay. Now I'm looking at. Let me see here. No, it doesn't look like that's live. Son of a bitch. We don't seem to be going out on Periscope. But let's see here. We are going out on YouTube. We may be going out on Periscope. I don't know. Let me try this again. Periscope. Periscope TV. A Bennett 210. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Oh, here we go. It says Alex Bennett was live yesterday. Oh, Bennett is live. There we go. In fact, if I were to be able to move this camera a little bit here, you could see. So we're on, let's see here. We're there. We're on Periscope. We're on YouTube. There we are on YouTube. We're on live stream. See, we're on live stream. And we go over here and we're on Facebook Live. Well, I've got to start this up again. We're on Facebook Live. Let's see if that works okay. I have no idea. We'll keep working. Anyway, so we're on all these different systems. This is courtesy of Livestream. Livestream now allows you to use their studio program, which is a little more complicated than the program I've been using. And I mean, I can do spiffy things like this, I think. Yep, see that? How about that, huh? Isn't that nice? Anyway, that's a good idea of what we can do here. But this is a whole new system, and it's something I have to get used to. Now, the other thing that's different is I have the Skype on another line here, and our lines are open, by the way. So if somebody would like to just call me, I would really appreciate it so we can test this thing out. We could use, if we could get like 2 or 3 people at least calling me, we'd be able to test it out fully and make sure it really works. So here I am twiddling my thumbs, waiting. I don't know if anybody will call. We'll have to wait and see. We could get like let me see here. I have to turn something off here. Where are we? Where is that coming? Oh, I see. Okay, we got to mute that tab, and we got to mute that tab. Therefore, and we better mute this tab as well. Okay, now I don't think I have any sound. Okay, good. Because what's going to happen now is if you call Skype, and our Skype number is GabNet Live. That's all you need to do is GabNet Live, and we can test this out. If not, I'll just sit here and cry because I sent a note to a few people and to see if they would call, and I don't know if they are or they aren't. And it says my audio is peaking, so let me make sure it doesn't peak. Okay. Anyway, where are we? So anyway, so this is a whole new system whereby I can put this out to live stream. I can put this out to YouTube. I can put this out to Facebook Live, and I can put this out to Periscope all at the same time. Now, isn't that spiffy? Okay? And now all I need are some callers to call me. And wait a minute, somebody is trying to call me, but I don't hear the... Oh, there we go. There we go. I had to figure out where the sound was. Let me see here. Is this Tom Yamaguchi? Oh, Phil Meyer is calling. Hello, Phil. Are you there? Phil? Are you there? Huh. Come here. Let me see here. Why don't we try calling Phil? What is the problem here? I've got a problem. Okay, here comes Tom Yamaguchi. Okay, so I go hello to Tom Yamaguchi.
Hello.
And there he is. Wait a minute. Hold on a second, and let me bring you up. How do I do that? I go to. Do I go to 7 here?
No, that's. Oh, I also have a camera over here, which is in a different place. But wait a minute. Let me go to. Hold on a second. Go to GF1. Hold on a second while I say hello to Rob Alfano. There's Rob. Wait a minute. But Rob, why? Oh, boy. Call back, Rob, will you? Do us a call back. I got to go back to Tom Yamaguchi. I did something wrong there. Let me see here. Tom, oh, no, this isn't working that way. Son of a bitch. And it says call on hold. Hold on a second. This is the new. I'm using the Mac here, and that's a problem. Hold on a second, Rob. I'll call you back. Okay, I'll call Rob, and let me see here. How do I call him? No, Rob, I can't take your call. Hold on a second. How do I do this? There. It doesn't allow me to call. Carter Bing. Okay, add to call. Let's see here. Skype Carter Bing. Okay. All right, you're still there, right? Let me see here. I've got to figure out which one of these do I put this on to get it on here.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, hi, Carter Bing.
Okay.
Hello, Carter, can you hear us?
Hello?
Yeah, I just got to figure out which one of these I go to put the remote up. There we go. Yeah,
I can
okay.
hear you. I don't think Alex can hear us, though.
I can hear you.
Who's this?
Can you hear me, Tom?
My name is Carter.
Okay.
I watch the show. I never call in.
Oh.
Tom, can you hear? Tom, can you
I do a
hear?
lot of video conferencing, and I was curious as to see what type of hardware and software he was using to do this.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. I got a problem with Rob Alfano.
Stream.
Let me see here. Off for Rob Alfano. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me at all?
Well, you see Alex, right?
Can you
I
hear
see
me?
Alex, and I see you. I don't have a camera hooked up. So.
No, wait a minute.
Yeah, right. What I see is a CB.
Yeah, that's.
But you can't hear
Big
me.
circle with CB in it.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Why can't I call Rob?
Right.
This is amazing.
So where do you live, Carter?
I'm in North Carolina.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I called the show about 3 years.
Oh, no. Now that went off. Now, I'm having trouble getting other people attached to this thing, Rob, so hang up, okay? Let me get rid of him. I'm having all kinds of... Well, this is why I'm doing this tonight. Let me see here. Let me go to these guys here. These calls were on hold, and now they're not anymore. There we go. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay, it looks like he's back.
You can't hear me.
You can't hear him.
No.
You can't hear me.
No.
I'm wondering why you can't hear me. Hold on a second. Let me look at the Skype preferences.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm hearing you on my phone.
Okay, yeah, but we don't want you to hear me. Supposedly the audio's going out to Skype. So I don't know what this is all about. Because you should be getting me on Skype. Okay. Oh, I know what the problem is. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. All right. Now I've got to do this.
Okay, so they can see you guys, and now I've got to figure out how to get to Rob Alfano. Everybody stick with me for a little bit here. I can't get to him, Phil Meyer, I can't get to him. Why can't I call Phil Meyer back? That's weird. That's strange. Huh. Because I was able to call you guys back. I was able to call Carter back.
Okay.
And I don't know what that is about, except that this should be working like in the old days, but it isn't. I'm using the Mac tonight is what I'm doing. What is that picture you've got there, Carter? Do you have a picture for yourself?
It should be showing. Oh, that's a classroom at work.
Yeah, turn on the video. See, Phil, I can't get you on. Boy, how do I add this to a group? I can't do this. I've got a problem here. I'm trying to get Phil attached here, but I can't because I should be able to call him back. That's the weird part about it. Phil Meyer. Send a show profile, add to favorites, rename. None of this is working here. Son of a bitch. It's this damn Skype for Mac.
And I'm calling you from a Mac.
I know you're calling me from a Mac. Can you turn on your camera?
I don't have a camera hooked up.
Oh, you don't have a camera hooked up. Okay. Oh boy, why? This is a real problem with Skype on this machine. I thought it'd be fine. I thought shouldn't it work the same on a Mac as it works on anything else? And it's not doing that. And I'm trying to. Let me see here. Let me go to my contacts, and let me see Phil Meyer. Where do I have Phil Meyer? Do I have Phil Meyer here somewhere? Phil Meyer. Oh, come on, Phil. Where are you? LM. I better put my glasses on. This is. Let me turn my picture on here so people can see what I'm doing. Also, let's go to camera, that camera, and go here like this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and I'm going here. 6. Okay. Now let me. Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Okay, stay there. I'm trying to find Phil Meyer on my list. It would be under P. I see. These are all in alphabetical order by first name. H-I-J-K-L and N-O-P. L-M-N-O-P. Phil. Come on, Phil. Where's your number? Phil. N-O-P. Phil. Phil Meyer. There we go. Now let's see here. Let me see if I can call him. No. For some reason I can't add this call. Add to call. That's weird. Okay, let me. Oh boy, what am I going to do here? I'm going to hang up, guys, and then I'm going to reboot this Skype. Okay. Okay, because I'm having problems here. Okay, let me see here. Let me also get rid of those guys. Close. Yeah. Come on, close. Here. Fuck you. Jesus. Sure you want to close the conversation? Yes, I didn't ask you to close the conversation if I didn't want to close the conversation. Okay, now I'm going to turn off Skype. Let me turn off Skype. Okay, quit Skype. Okay. Now it says join call. What is this? Quit Skype. Come on. Quit Skype already. Now get the beach ball of death, folks. That's what I'm getting here. Oh, you fucking motherfucking cocksuckers. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, let me see here. Where is Skype? I'll just go force quit. And that should do it. Okay, now I will try and do this again. Go into Skype. Start it up. Let's see what happens. Okay, it wants my password. Sign in. Okay, all right. Well, usually it should allow me to call those people, and I couldn't call those people, and I don't know why. Anyway, online. Now let me see. Phil Meyer. If I put his name up here, I can call Phil. Here comes Rob Alfano. Okay. And I say, hello, Rob. How are you?
All right. Listen, I want to tell you, you got a problem.
What?
Your problem is that when you are on your camera and you're on Facebook, when you're on your camera, I hear two of your microphones. It sounds out of phase. When you turn off your camera and you're on the stream of Skype, I only hear one microphone.
So you hear two microphones with
I'm
me.
hearing when your camera.
I know. I wonder how it is now.
Let me see if
Is it better now? Is it better now?
Let's see.
Is it better now? Hello? Can you
Still
hear?
the same.
It's still the same?
Still the same.
There's an echo with me. Well, that's strange. Hold on a second. Let me do one other thing. Hello, how's that? Is it still the same?
Still the same.
How is it now? Is it still the same? Is it still the same?
It's all still the same. It
Sounds like there's two of you.
Yeah. I don't know what that problem is. Audio 1. Return. What, switch off of me. Yeah. Now, yeah. Yeah. Let me see here. Phil's calling, so let me call him back. Hold on a second. Add to call. There we go. And there's Tom Yamaguchi, and I'll stop him and I'll add him to the call. Add to call. There we go. And the people are all trying now to. Now we're on Facebook Live. I'm getting two. Now I wonder why that's happening. Okay, let me turn this off. How's that? Is it better? Is it better? Has it changed? Has it changed at all?
It's a little bit to catch up. Yeah, it is fine.
Okay, then I think I know what the problem was. Tell me this: how is it now? Is it okay? Is it all right? Is all the sound okay? All right. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah. There we go, and let me do this. Okay. Oh, here we, well, that's off. Okay, all right, now you should start getting sound. You see.
There we go.
There you go, okay. And,
okay.
and it's not echoing or anything. It's perfect. Okay. I'm learning, this is a whole new thing. I'll show you. It's a whole new, where is the, oh, wait a minute, let me get this up here. So that I can show you guys. Let me see, which camera is the, I think this is the,
That's
yeah,
the Skype camera.
yeah, that's the Skype camera that you're seeing with. See here? See, it's a whole new deal. It's
Oh, wow.
very confusing and a lot to set up. Okay.
Is that a new board? Is that a new board?
What do you mean is it a new board?
Is that the old one or the new one?
No, it's the old board down here. That's just the, the video setup is different. I can show people out there as well so they don't feel they're being left out. See? See what I'm talking about? Very, very confusing. But it takes a little.
There's an odd noise coming through.
I don't know what that is.
Loud.
It's somebody.
Sounds like the jungle.
It's one of you guys. Is it you, Carter?
Yeah, it might be. Let me adjust this mic.
Somebody have a bird?
It's,
Sounded like there was a bird in the room.
yeah. Let me see here. There
Is
we
that any
go.
better?
Huh?
Yeah. I still hear the bird though.
You still hear the
Yeah.
bird?
Yeah, it's coming from another room.
Oh.
Let me go kill that.
Oh, okay.
No, it's
No,
okay.
don't kill the bird.
Not the bird.
I don't want to be accused of killing a bird for crying out loud. Let me see here. Where are
It's
we? Oh,
only
there
a
we go.
test. If it was a regular show, we'd have you kill it.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Let me see here. I want to adjust to something. Anyway, let me see here. In case people are tuning, oh, Marshall Goldberg is calling. So, Marshall, I will hang up on you, and then I will call you right back here. There we go. Add to call. Skype. There we go. Okay. It should be going. If not, it's trying to call Michael back. I'm trying to figure out something here. I want to do something, and it's a matter of this and doing that and then making my picture. Oh, my picture is it bigger? Where is it? There. No. Oh, I'm trying to, yeah, I actually have to make it smaller. I'm trying to do my picture, and I'm not able to. I'm not able to do it.
Am
My
I
picture
not
in
able to
picture.
see you on Facebook because I'm on a iPhone on the Facebook, or
I have no idea. I have no idea. All I know is it is playing on the Facebook.
Yeah. So can everyone else see Alex on the Facebook, or just the other four?
I just see the other four.
Okay, so the same with me.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was because of the landscape area.
You're not seeing. You're seeing me. Oh, you guys can see me though, right?
We
On
see you
Skype.
on Skype.
Yeah, on Skype. You won't see me on
Facebook?
Facebook yet. Hold on a second. I'm trying to figure. See, I got to figure out how to get this over there. Yeah, I got the remote. I got the GF1, camera 1. Wait a minute. Which one is this supposed to be? Oh, there it is. Okay, I got to go do something here. Hold on. I am. This is, these are all the things that you forget to do. I don't have it as an input. Oh, I do have it as an input. I do have it as an input. Okay, save. So where is it? GF2, yeah. And how does that come up? How do I? Oh, I see what I need to do. GF2. There we go. There we go. And then if I go auto, we should have me in the picture. Yeah, I'm kind of interrupting the face of Mr. Meyer there.
There you are.
Yeah.
Okay, now I got
There
you.
it is.
Yeah. But I want to change the way that looks because I'm interrupting his face too much. Look, I even have a drop shadow on mine.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, shadow box.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
There we go.
Enough forehead showing that even if you interrupted the face, they'd still see plenty of it.
Huh?
I have enough forehead showing that if you interrupt my face, they'll still see plenty.
Oh, I see. Okay. If that's your... let me see here. Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. Okay. Here. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, no, I don't want to be that small. Okay, so if I do that, and then I go over here and I double-click on this, I guess, or no, not that, the other one. There it is. There's so much on this board that I don't know what I'm doing, okay? So please excuse me, folks, if this is taking a little bit of time. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just a tiny little box down in the bottom.
Yeah, very small.
You know, people love it when we do this sort of thing because we have all kinds of viewers on this deal. Plus, we're going out right now on Facebook Live. We're going out on Periscope. We're going out on YouTube, and we're going out on live stream, all at the same time.
Very nice.
And
What
how much?
software are you using to do that?
Huh? What
are you using?
I'm using Livestream, and they have a thing called Studio, and literally I can get all of these various things running at the same time. Uses up a lot of CPU, however. I'm up around 64% on my CPU usage.
Is that the older iMac? Or
No,
older
I'm not using the
Pro?
iMac. I'm using a PC. The PC is doing this.
Oh, I thought you said you were
I'm using the MacBook Pro for the picture. The picture, I'm doing all the Skype on the MacBook Pro. All the videos being done on the PC.
I see.
And I have the Mac set up as a remote camera, so to speak. And that's why people are seeing it. And the picture's quality is very good. I'm very happy with that.
Mhm.
You know. So, yeah. And that's why I do this as a test, because I warn everybody, folks, you know, this may not be entertainment as you generally know it, but, you know, I find people find this terribly entertaining because it's sort of schadenfreude. They like to see people having problems.
It's the same as seeing a car broken down on the side of the road.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah. And then you stop and you watch the guy try and fix it, and somebody has an idea of how to fix it, and somebody else has an idea of how to fix it. And look, if you look at this, right in back of us, Carter has the screen that's going out. Right,
Oh,
Carter?
yeah.
Carter,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Right in back of you, you've got what is that?
Yeah, I pulled you up on YouTube.
It's very Escher-like.
Yeah. But now we got it working, you know, what the hell? Life is good, right?
Now, does Livestream charge extra for the service?
Here's what they did. And I complained about them for a while. They had this deal where they were charging me $49 a month, which I was grandfathered into, okay, because the price has gone up. But I was grandfathered into that, so oh, hey, Marshall Goldberg is coming up. Hi, Marshall. How are you?
And I complained about them for a while.
Who?
He's got
They were. They had this deal where they were.
Marshall, do you have your feed on?
Month, which I was grandfathered into.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, I see. That's me. I thought it was him talking.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He was probably listening to it on Gabnet.
I was waiting for you to
and
say
went
turn your
Hello?
audio.
Yeah. I was grandfathered into it. And
Is this on Gabnet or not?
is this on
Must be.
Gabnet? No, we're not going out on Gabnet.
Well, how did he hear us? How did he have the feed coming through?
do
How
you
did
mean?
Marshall do that?
How did
I'm on YouTube. I
Oh.
heard you on YouTube, but now I just called you on Skype. I'm actually on a Chromebook. This is the first time I've tried it.
Wow. Yeah, I just assumed that it was Gabnet. That's because I'm not accustomed to it being on other feeds.
Yeah.
I hear you guys all. Definitely.
Sounds good.
Okay, good. Has anyone ever called you from a Chromebook? I was always hesitant to try.
No, well, you can now with Skype.
Yeah, I'm online. Just Chromebook online. No download, no anything.
Right.
Marshall, what is a Chromebook? I don't.
A Chromebook is it's like a laptop, but it only uses the Chrome browser. It's like browser based.
It's made by Google.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I've never had anybody call me using one, but
it works.
It works okay,
So no Skype. You're not using Skype.
No, I am using Skype Online. That's what they call it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So you don't have to install Skype.
Correct. Correct. That's one of the things about a Chromebook is that you really can't install things. It's really just browser based.
Can you use Skype Online from a Windows or a Mac?
I assume you can, but I don't know.
Why would you want to, Rob?
Well, maybe because it would be less buggy. You know how we have all these issues with different versions of Skype and stuff. Maybe the browser version would be just nice and simple and work well.
Oh.
I'll tell you what.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's very unsophisticated, but I figured on a Saturday night I'll test it out since you guys are testing things. I've always been hesitant to try it on a regular night, so I didn't know what it was going to be like.
Right. So where are you, Carter? I forget now.
I'm in North Carolina.
North Carolina, and Phil's out there in Walnut Creek, and Rob is down in Delaware, Virginia. You had some problems down that way tonight.
Yeah, about an hour and a half away
South
from
Carolina,
us. It's Charlottesville, Virginia.
Oh,
it's right.
By UVA campus.
Yep.
So you're in I'm
in Northern Virginia.
Northern Virginia.
And this is about an hour.
But you're not in Virginia, or are you in Virginia?
No, I'm in Virginia.
Okay, so you're having trouble in your state tonight.
In our state, yes, we are having trouble, big trouble.
Yeah, which, by the way, already, our dear president said some things about it, and I guess was trying to do as presidents do, which is, at least of the moment, having to calm people down, and instead everybody's pissed off at him, including his own party, because he refused to condemn the Nazis.
He condemned them all.
No, he didn't. He condemned them all. He said everybody. But you know something?
But on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No, you don't, because you can't. Because by saying that, you're condemning the good people too, the good guys.
The good guys.
Wait a minute. No, I got news for you. There are Nazis, and then there are the good guys. Okay.
I found a website today. I was, looking around and found the website that the guy who organized this whole rally, and he's on Facebook, and he does some Facebook Lives that you can watch and stuff like that. This guy is a wacko.
Oh, they all are. That David Duke was out there yelling at Trump for not supporting him, saying that his people voted for Trump, and he was looking for affirmation.
Yeah.
But this is why Trump needs to say, he has to call them out, not just say that everybody. Make him look. He's really good at calling out Jeff Sessions, and really good at calling out individuals in his cabinet or anybody who he's got a problem with. But why won't he say anything about the white supremacists? Why?
I think that it's the timing on this now is that he's not going to put himself out there. If he realized that he made a mistake, I don't see him falling on his sword or changing his statement just because it's Trump and that's the way he's going to handle it. I just don't see him backing off of it.
Well, he's losing a lot in both parties because of it. Everybody's coming out against what he said.
No, then he's going to have to bomb North Korea to,
yeah, right.
change the subject.
Yeah,
change the subject. Yeah,
it should be so easy. Just say, the Nazis, the white supremacists are the ones that are endangering things, and that's it. It's so easy.
Yes, but see, all through his campaigning, he has seen the other side go to his rallies and create issues and so forth. So I can see why he's reticent to condemn all. Not because all, but to condemn.
He'll lose a ton of support if he condemns those
exactly.
guys.
He's going to lose a lot of.
That's his base. Well, that's who he appeal to with all that racism and hatred and innuendo. Now, and to quote Malcolm, the chickens are coming home to roost now.
Yeah.
And then plus it takes a man of character to stand up and say, look, guys, what you're doing is wrong. And that guy doesn't have any character. He's a charlatan. He's a carpetbagger.
Well, don't carpetbaggers. I'm a carpetbagger.
No, he's a carpetbagger.
He sells carpet.
Anybody familiar with this book?
Trump Nation? No.
This is.
I've heard of it. I haven't read it.
2005, and I acquired it because somebody just put it on the street as a giveaway. And I have to say, I didn't pay really any attention to Trump. In fact, I've never seen an episode of The Apprentice. And for me, he was just always somebody really didn't care one way or another. He was just a big goofball. This thing, I just can't believe it. The more I know about him, the more I just say, how could we put this guy in a position of power? I mean, he is just total ego. He's self-contradictory. He says contradictory things. He'll say one thing one time and one thing another time. It's just, I'm just blown away. If you get a chance, read this book. It's called Trump Nation. And ironically enough, the first chapter is actually called Trump TV. It's a very funny book in a way, but in a way it's bizarre. It's got to be the most bizarre book I've read in a long time. I'm almost finished it.
Signaling the future, huh?
As I said, this came out about 2005, 2006, when just after The Apprentice debuted and was successful. But it's gone through all the period of time in the 90s when he was just making mistake after mistake. It's amazing how he's actually survived. Except that the fact that he's survived by screwing people over. That's basically the gist of the book, is that his comeback has been on the backs of the people he's stolen from, basically.
Well, I'm from New York, and there's a reason why the people that are most familiar with him, he got like 20% of the vote. I mean, we've always known he's a fool and a con man, and it's the rest of the country that wasn't as familiar with him and wasn't as familiar with all the nonsense he's done over the years that just put him in for hope and change, if you want to use the Obama.
That's exactly what it is. Desperation. What do we have to lose?
Yep.
Well, we have a lot to lose, as we're learning.
Now you find out.
Yeah.
So he made a very bad statement with this with not just condemning the Nazis, because after all it was the Nazis that plowed that car into the crowd.
I know they arrested the guy, I believe. But
20-year-old punk.
Oh, they're sure he was one of the supporters. It wasn't just somebody that made a mistake and was trying to get the hell out of there.
No.
Yeah, no.
No. It was one of them.
Yeah.
From up north, Michigan or Ohio or wherever.
Yeah.
So
Michigan Nazi.
You know what? When you said it, I don't know, it was last week, Alex, and I was saying this to my wife when we're coming back from dinner. If you catch somebody in the act, this guy was in the car. he killed a person. There were 3 people dead. I don't know that they're all attributed to.
No, the other 2 were in a helicopter on their way, 7 miles away, but on their way to cover the scene. And I think they were not CHP, some sort of police.
So he plows his car into a group of people with intent. Just take him out back and boom, put a bullet in his head. You know he did it. End it. What are we? He's a 20-year-old kid who's not going to amount to anything. Just it's quick. What does it cost? What does a bullet cost?
Well,
boom,
that's,
right between the eyes.
That's when people need rights. When they've done something like this, they get due process.
Yes. I have to say I agree with Phil on this one.
Yeah, I do too.
I definitely agree.
We can't stoop to their level.
No,
we can't stoop to the Nazis' level.
I agree, but this whole concept that he had that he didn't want to offend anybody. It was like he didn't want to offend his base, who were the Nazis, and he doesn't want to offend the non-Nazis. So, I mean, usually you would come out and say, hey, these Nazis, one of them plowed into the crowd and whatever, and did they have a permit? I think they had a permit to march, didn't they?
No, I don't think so.
They had it. I thought they had a permit.
Yeah, I think that's one of the contentions.
This had been planned for months and months.
There was something I heard that maybe they didn't expect so many people. I'm not sure, but Trump has just come out with another statement, and he's condemned Gabnet.
We should be.
It's okay. This is not on Gabnet.
It's not on Gabnet. This is Gabnet Live.
Yeah.
Well, Alex, are you going to have this on YouTube every night going forward? Is that going to be?
No. This is. I'm testing this out. I might do it on weekends or something just to test it out some more. It takes a lot to get it done, and it doesn't. I don't think look as good physically as the way I've been doing it on Facebook Live. And Facebook Live is pretty accessible to everybody.
The only thing is that when you put stuff out on YouTube, it could end up being monetized if you get enough views.
Well, yeah, but I'm not afraid of that. Monetize? What is this monetize you talk about?
It's a few shekels thrown your way.
Well, I do my part, Alex. I watch your show on YouTube all the time, as when it's done an hour later.
Yeah. But you can watch it live, as I say, on Facebook Live, and my Facebook audience is larger than any of those others tend to get, and I think it's because the kind of promotion the other ones do. Facebook, every time I go on, all my followers get a message saying I'm on.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. In fact, yeah.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I got to call Tony Magno. Oh, no, Tony, I got to call you back. Bye, Tony.
Okay, I'm home.
Okay, hello. Is everybody still there? Oh, I hate this when this happens. Are you guys there?
Hang up on the caller, call him back, and you wind up.
Okay, let me call Tony. Hold on a second.
What will happen with one more person on?
Why? Why would it be a problem?
I'm just wondering what the screen will look like.
Oh well, it kind of parcels itself out differently than on PCs. And why isn't Tony answering now? Tony, oh, there we go. Here comes Tony.
Who is the next? The next one, you're not going to like. The next person that calls, you're going to wind up with like this film strip across the bottom.
Okay, hold on a second.
And everybody will be in this film strip, and then you get only 1 or 2 big pictures.
Okay. Rob, you're actually got a little bit of distortion out of your microphone. I don't know why.
I want to do something. There's something about where did I set the screen, and what part of the screen is being used? I don't know where that was. Oh well. To hell with that. Let me see here. Let me get this. Oops. No, we don't want to do that either. We want to go up and go right here again.
You got me on twice.
Huh?
Okay, you fixed it.
Yeah. Oh no! Now you're all there. Of course, Tony, your head is chopped off a little bit. Let me see what I can do here about this. Let me see.
Phil, how does that sound? Is it better?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, my problem. The problem is really the way Skype apportions things on Skype on a Mac.
Yep.
So Tony's head is still a little cut off on the Skype, but more cut off on the Facebook.
Yeah.
Tony, why don't you move your camera up a little?
It wouldn't be any different than this.
How's that? I'm on your iMac.
Oh, move your screen down a little bit, or towards you. Move the screen
towards me.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, a little further down.
I don't want to scare you too much, but I just took a shower.
Towards the desk.
No.
Any better?
No. Tony, take it. Can you see your own picture on the screen? Your own face on the screen?
No, I can just see you. I got you in a little box.
Well, don't you have a box that shows you what you look like?
No, I kind of hate looking at myself. I'm very
that isn't the point. Well, then
I just see you, actually. Sometimes Phil and the other guys. Wait, what do you want me to do?
I know what I can do. Wait a minute. I know how I can fix it. I can actually adjust it.
You can move you can put the mouse over the pictures and move them.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of work.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't want that.
It's changing.
Yeah, there we go. Let me see here. Boom. Boom. Well, wait a minute. How do I get everybody back to normal here? There we go. There we go. I double-clicked and it did it.
There you go.
Okay. And we have to do that to Tony, so we get more of Tony. And Carter, we bring this down so we get more of Carter. Hold on. Oh, come on. There we go. And here we go. Tommy Yamaguchi, I got to move you up. Let me see here. How do I do this? Okay, there we go.
I'm Kilroy on Facebook.
You're Kilroy on Facebook? No, you're not.
Yeah,
I'm looking at you on Facebook. You look fine. But, well, hold on a second. I'll take care of that.
No, I was about to cut
there
off.
we go.
Yeah.
Oh, see? So, yeah. It's fun, isn't it, folks? Anyway, back to what we were talking about. I mean, if you let me ask each of you, if you were president of the United States right now, besides killing yourself, how would you handle this? Carter, how would you handle this situation down there? Because the president has to say something, right? He has to be a leader. So what would you
call? First, I would call for everybody to calm down.
Yeah.
And then I would throw my support behind the governor and the actions he's taken, because I think he declared a state of emergency.
Yeah.
You know, and I would call for restraint. What else can you do?
Yeah.
And then I would also emphasize, look, this is a country where people have the right to protest responsibly.
Or peacefully is another way of putting it. Yeah.
But there's no place in this country for hatred and racism.
Yeah.
Religious intolerance. There's just no place for that.
I could have sworn that's what Trump said.
You know what? He's the only. I used to listen to both Bushes. I've always listened to all the presidents. I don't even consider him my president, and I've never been in that place before.
None of us have.
And I can't even stand to listen to him because I know the guy's a crook. I can look at him and tell there's nothing he can say that I'm going to believe. Nothing. And he's insane, and he's taking the entire world to the brink of a Holocaust with this foolishness with North Korea. And I really can't even concentrate.
Is there any part of you? Let me ask you, Carter. Is there any part of you that's frightened about this?
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
I really am. Especially, I live in the South. Matter of fact, not too far from me, there's a Confederate statue, and the Klan rallied around it to protect it and all that good stuff. But and I notice there's an intolerance now that I have to confront every day. There's one person somewhere that'll pop up that I have to confront, and that's not my nature, and it's because of the leadership we have in place now.
Yeah,
they feel emboldened.
Yes.
Where do you?
I work at a university. I work at traditional HBCU. It's North Carolina A&T. As a matter of fact, I've been talking to one of the professors there who's buying some land in Africa, and I'm seriously considering about leaving this country because it's ridiculous now, and I just can't see it getting any better. And I'm 61, and I'm tired of dealing with this. I mean, I've dealt with this all my life, and I'm fed up with it.
Does anybody have anything to say about that?
Well, the only thing I would say is that it's hopefully only going to be 3 more years, maybe even less. Things always change, you know, and I certainly understand the sentiment, but, you know, I think America is going to overcome it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're challenging he's challenging all of the systems, and hopefully they will, you know, he's pressing all the buttons to get to challenge the American system, and hopefully, you know, it'll win out.
Yeah, but
he can't be a dictator. He can't do things on his own. He needs Congress. He needs the Senate.
Yeah, but do you have people in place now who will stand up to that?
That's a really good question.
I don't see that, especially from his own party. They will not stand up to him.
Not enough of them, but hopefully that will grow. When Phil finally turns on him, we'll know that it.
If Phil turns, I'll stay.
I saw that footage. I don't know if you guys saw the footage. It's horrifying down in Virginia.
Yeah.
Somebody took a car and ran.
Yeah,
right down the
20-year-old
street.
punk.
And they won't even call it terrorism.
That's terrorism.
That's absolutely terrorism.
I thought they did call it terrorism. I
No,
don't.
he wants.
But I think somebody else. Maybe it's the news media.
Somebody did call it terrorism. I'm trying to remember who exactly.
Could have been the governor. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it needs to
The
come.
governor is liberal. McCullough.
Yeah.
Now, if they catch that guy in the car, they should really throw the book at him. I mean, he just pretty much.
Well, they got him. He's in
they
jail.
got
He's in custody. Yeah.
They better not let him see the light of day. I mean, that's it. I throw the key away.
Yeah. Well,
That's intent right there.
that car isn't going to have a lot of value as a used item. You know.
His life shouldn't have a lot of value for what he did.
He really busted it up. Did you see the film of him backing down the street and then he hit 2 more cars? He was trying to get away.
No.
Is that what ISIS is doing over in Europe? The same type of stuff, using cars and trucks and.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
This is American ISIS, only on a not a Muslim, but it's the same. It's the same exact garbage. Same exact garbage.
He used a Dodge instead of a truck.
Yeah.
Challenger, I think.
Oh, I'm doing some stuff here, so you guys keep talking while I try to get things looking good. Hold on a second. Remote camera. There we go. Just keep talking.
Yeah.
I don't know why, since I'm on a Chromebook, I'll give you guys just a different report. For some reason, I see Rob fully, but the other 4 of you, I see just your heads with like a green stripe underneath you. I don't, I have no idea I'm not a technical wizard.
Can you click on someone else's picture and see if that same thing happens? And it switches possibly from one person large to another. Sometimes that happens if you left click on on one of the pictures.
No, I'm just talking about how you all look on Skype. I really, again, because it's a Chromebook, I really can't change anything. So I just see you as I see you. For some reason, I guess because he joined the conversation after me, I don't see Tony's picture. I just see the twirling camera thing. I mean, I know he's there. I see him on Facebook, but if I'm looking just, on the live feed on Skype, I don't.
Yeah.
Where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
You're calling from Brooklyn, New York.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And what's your cable company out there? Is it
Optimum?
Optimum. Oh, okay. Are they good?
They're a rip-off like everyone else. If I was a new customer, they'd be great, but because they give away the store to new customers. But when you're with them for a long time, they just up you and up you and up you, and So unfortunately, they don't have FiOS in my neighborhood yet, so I'm kind of a captive audience.
What part of Brooklyn are you?
Kensington.
Kensington. I don't know that part. I know Flatbush.
It's right near Flatbush. It's near Prospect Park. It's
I know what that is.
Yeah, it's on the other side of Prospect Park, like the other side of Grand Army Plaza.
All right. Yeah, my mother went to Erasmus.
So did I. Did I.
Yeah, what year did you graduate?
72.
Okay. One of my closest friends graduated in 71, and then he went to Brooklyn College.
Oh, so did I. That's the path.
Yeah. Did you ever when he was at Brooklyn College, he was at WBCR, Brooklyn College Radio.
I actually tried out for it and didn't, because of various things, my own stupidity, it just didn't work out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was the program director. He took over after Lenny Bronstein.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tried out for the sports department, so I was familiar with the guy who was the lead sports announcer, but I would remember his name if you said it, but
yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember it now.
Well, anyway, I was trying to adjust the picture here. That's why I was quiet for a while there, and I'm still having some problems with it, but we'll figure it out eventually. You see that?
My father went to Boys High, and he said that it was you went to Boys High when you got thrown out everywhere else. And, he says it was a tough school. He says the tough guys used to charge a nickel to get across the street.
Yeah.
So he got together with his friends and got 6-inch pieces of rubber hose and charged the tough guys 10 cents to get back. So
I think you've told that story before.
Yeah, well,
that sounds like something Vinnie Barbarino would have said.
Yeah. And Alex, you've never told a story twice on this?
No, never. I've all my career I've kept telling different stories. Are you kidding me? I've got 5 minutes of material, and I've been using it over and over and over again. But
very nice.
Yeah. You know what I don't? In case people are tuning in now and they're wondering what the fuck is going on here. Let me just explain what the fuck is going on here. We are basically doing a test to see if this thing can work okay. This camera's the one I'm talking to. To see if this is all working out okay. Patrick's trying to call, so let me hang up on him, and let me then go to Patrick and call him back, because that's the only way this thing works. So now we've got a whole bunch of people. Look at this, folks. See what we're talking about now?
So now it's gone to the
let's see here.
The film strip, and you can't change that.
You can't change the film strip?
No, that's the thing about Skype for Mac I hate.
Oh, really?
Yep, can't change that.
See what we're talking about, folks? Down at the bottom, you can see the film strip. Hello, Patrick. How are you, my boy? Your sound is awfully low.
Well, isn't that always the way? It starts low and then...
Yeah, but it's not going higher, though. That's the problem.
Okay. Let me try this slide.
That's much higher.
I'm squeezing my balls as I was doing that. So
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. You know what? You know what's kind of interesting here is that I'm probably never going to do this again. I'll tell you why. Because I just don't like the way Skype works on the Mac. It's terrible.
You have an older version of Skype? Is that why you have to call back?
Why are you so low, too?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't adjusted anything.
I'm bringing all the audio up here a little bit.
It's Saturday, Phil. He's mellow.
Oh, yeah.
I see.
Do you need me to turn the pot up a little?
No. You got some pot?
I got
my screen is changed.
pot. Potentiometer.
You know who's been quiet about this whole thing is Tom Yamaguchi.
We've not haven't been quiet about this. I told you about the book.
Yeah.
Patrick, have you heard about this this book? Let me see if I can. Oh. You know what? I'm having some experience with some slowing down.
No, well, don't worry about it. Put your book up in front of the camera.
Tom, you're not slowing down on your output.
Oh, well, my input is. Anyway, well, Patrick, I just want to say I got this book called Trump Nation by Tim O'Brien. Have you heard of it?
I may have. I know there's a few books out there on Trump now, so.
Yeah, this came out about 2005, 2006, when just after The Apprentice was becoming very popular. And it's definitely worth reading, you know. One thing that's really interesting is that, except what mentions that he ran for president under the Reform Party and made some general statements about his feelings, there's nothing really political in this book at all. It's just like there's nothing that he expresses any strong political feelings at all. You know, it's more that he has these personality clashes with other people. You know, it's all about ego and personality.
That sounds right.
Like a not funny Larry David.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah.
Oh, well, wait a minute. So I was asking people, I'll ask you now, Tom, if you were president, how would you handle this situation down in Virginia? I mean, how would you position yourself?
Well, I thought Carter's response was just great. For one thing, is Trump talking to the governor down there? You know, is he asking the governor, "What do you need? You know, what can I do?" We don't know that. You know.
Well, you know why he isn't? Because it's Terry McAuliffe.
Right.
Well, that shouldn't make any difference.
Well, to him it would.
During Superstorm Sandy, Obama was talking to Christie, right? And so political parties shouldn't have anything to do with this.
But you know, Chris Christie took a lot of grief from people within his party for hugging Obama and stuff during that whole thing.
Yeah, he did.
And for saying good things about him.
Yeah, I understand that. But as I said, I mean, maybe the hugging was a little bit much, but at least being supportive and say, hey, what do you need? What can we do for you? Things like that.
I could swear
and I'm not feeling that here.
I could swear that during his statement, that's what he said.
Well, maybe he did, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah. He came out, he made a statement, and he's being criticized because he didn't go far enough in condemnation of the Nazis, and
he is guilty of exactly what he and the people on the right always said about Obama: not calling a spade, not saying, because Obama wouldn't use the term Islamic terrorism.
Yeah.
Well, he wouldn't use white supremacist, the terrorism, putting a name to the owner of the act, putting a label on it.
Wonder what would have happened if it was one of the counter protesters that killed some. Still be as outraged. It could have been the other way around just as easily. There was a lot of violence going on.
Yeah, it'd be outrageous no matter who did the killing, for sure. Yeah.
Well, I just wonder if this panel would be as emboldened and as angry at as they are because it was a skinhead or whatever he was that did it, and it could have been the other side just as easily. They've shot police. There's a lot of things.
Wait a minute. What are you saying? Wait
a minute now. The other side didn't shoot the police. That was the deranged guy that shot the police.
Or Dallas. No. In previous, Carter, in previous incarnations of these hate things, there was a protest. I think it was in Dallas. Weren't 5 officers shot and killed?
Yeah, but that wasn't the other side that shot him. Those officers. It was a deranged guy that did that.
And this guy wasn't deranged? This one in the car?
I didn't say he wasn't. I didn't say he wasn't. I didn't approve.
In recent years,
I'm not excusing it. I didn't approve of that. I don't approve of what happened
in recent years.
And for you to even phrase that question is.
It's just curious that.
I mean, you shouldn't even have to ask that. You shouldn't even have to ask that. As a human being, you should be able to say, that guy in Dallas was wrong. The guy in Virginia was wrong.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
See, that's what's happening in this country. The first thing we want to say is, okay, what would the other side say? Hell, we're all human beings. We're all going to object to that. So you don't even have to ask that question.
Well, that's what they said about Trump. And there was a pundit on CNN that was supportive of Trump. And he said the exact same thing, that Trump didn't need to single out one group or the other. And it just the exact same thing you just said.
As the American president, this country has a set of norms that say we are all Americans, and we don't protest against because you're Jewish, you're old, right. you're Hispanic. We don't do that. That's not tolerable. And these guys they created this problem. They knew what they were doing when they went up there and protest. They know most Americans can't tolerate that. So he has to speak out against that because it goes against the American norms. And he's the leader of this country, so he should say, this cannot stand because Americans do not do that to each other.
I agree with that. I agree
but
with that.
Here's the thing, Phil. What you seem to indicate was that the left has gone around shooting cops and doing things like that. And quite frankly, not recently. Not in the last 15, 20 years, okay?
No, that's just a couple months ago.
Like what? Where was that?
5 cops. Was it Dallas or Houston? Carter, do you remember?
It was in Dallas, and of course, everybody in Black Lives Matter and throughout the spectrums of the United States denounced that. But see, part of the right tactic is to say, okay, even though we're wrong, we're going to say this guy was wrong too. So that it kind of, what I'm trying to say is you're trying to balance out what took place with a false argument. Right. Nobody supported that guy in Dallas. No one. Because we know what that would lead to. But you can't go around.
And also, I don't know if that was as much a left-right issue as it was a racial issue.
Well, Patrick wants to say something. I thought that it led to other cop shootings and killings.
Patrick?
Around the country.
Patrick.
Maybe where Phil is going is, aside from the cop shootings, it's the rioting and the intense protests that had taken place over the last year when the cops have shot somebody and there have been injuries and there have been things of that nature. And there have been more of that than there has this nonsense that happened today. I mean, these were terrorists, these were thugs that did this. I was surprised to see that many of them were wearing body armor, had shields, like they were riot police themselves. I mean, that in and of itself told me that they went there just like there was a protest. I don't remember if it was in Missouri or one of the states, after one of the police officers shot a black man, where some of the protesters were already wearing like vests, and they were ready to do damage as well. It wasn't a majority of those people, but I will say today it looked like the majority of the protesters were out for blood. They were out to do destruction.
Did the Nazis have the same kind of armor on?
Yes. Yeah, that's who he's talking. That's who he's talking about. They were wearing armor and they had like shields and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing that I remember was one of the protests after a police shooting, there was a group of people that were ready for doing violence. They were dressed for it, and the majority of the people were not. And you could tell who was ready and who wasn't. And they were the ones that were arrested. Today, there was a bigger majority that, I mean, when I saw the shield and I saw the Kevlar helmet on the protesters, I knew that they weren't there just to protest. They were there to do violence, period. Yeah. And there's no way to get around that. There's no way to sugarcoat it. I'm watching it on TV right now. I see at least a dozen idiots wearing baseball batting helmets they're wearing. alongside Camelot.
Tom, what's the name of that group? It starts with an A. They come with Calavada.
The Antifa, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an extreme leftist communist group, anarchists and extreme leftist groups that consider violence acceptable tactic, and they're a very, very small group. And the thing is, when you see these alt-right groups, what they're part of their strategy is to provoke these other extreme groups into response, and that's what's been going on here in Berkeley. You know, they actually come in from the outside with the intent of provoking violence, and so when the Antifa comes in, they're giving the alt-right exactly what they want, and that's why there's a large group of people who are really working to try to have a non-violent response to that, and it's a challenge. Once you get something like going like that, to try to move it back, it's very difficult. When you have this one group, this alt-right group that is really intent on creating a violent situation.
Patrick, you have your hand up.
Tom just reminded me of something. When I said earlier that there was a group ready to go do violence and riot in the protests that had happened in the past, those also were out-of-state people, and that was confirmed by a lot of the protesters in Missouri and in different cities that these were not even citizens of the city or the town where the cops had shot somebody, that they were outsiders, just like what Tom said with each clown today, that these are outsiders and they're not even part of Virginia.
Well, so now let me ask you, Patrick, because I don't think I've asked you, how would you have handled the situation today if you were the president?
Well, I mean, he talked to the governor, and he praised the police response as well as the National Guard. I don't know what else you can do. I mean,
do you think it was a mistake of him to blame everybody, which is what they're going after him for right now?
Yeah, I will say this. I heard him say, I forget what the exact wording was, but I did hear him say that, and that was one of those things where I will bet $100 GABNet that the speech that was did not have that in there, and that was him ad-libbing again and having his staff bang their head against the wall because they probably had it written so that it would be non-confrontational, non-anything, and he threw that in there, and I heard that, and it was like it echoed in my head, and I kept going, don't say shit like that. That's stupid.
Once again, we've got a rank amateur in the position of power, and this is what you get when you got a guy. I mean, even George W. Bush knew how to take direction, and he knew how to stay on message because he had that experience as a politician.
Rob, you got your hand up.
Well, and then he had the nerve, the gall, to start saying there's plenty of good things happening in this country. We have the lowest unemployment rate. And then he went on to talk about his what he calls his triumphs in the face of what's going on. In other words,
wait a minute, I didn't hear him give the actual speech. When he was giving that speech about blaming everybody and whatever, he then went on to say all the wonderful things he's done in the last 6 months.
It's self-aggrandizing. He was self-aggrandizing.
Hold on a second. I think I have to hold my heart here for a second because Phil actually said something bad about Trump.
I didn't say it was bad. I just said he was self-aggrandizing.
Well, that's pretty terrible. That's pretty terrible.
Just not the right place to do that.
Yeah.
Back to campaigning. In sales, what happens is instead of salespeople doing what they're supposed to do and ask questions and so forth, they start going into a presentation when they're nervous. And I think that's he has his 5-minute elevator speech, and that's it. And so as soon as he's lost for words, he goes into his elevator speech.
Yeah,
let me shut
Patrick,
up and say thank you and God bless America and walk away.
Patrick's got his hand up.
And so did
so does Marshall Goldberg as well. So both of you. First, let's go to Patrick.
I'll be cool. The thing is, with that speech was originally supposed to be about the VA, and this happened today, so it fucked that speech up. And like I said, I think his speechwriter probably readjusted, and he just went off course. And I think the proper thing should have been address the protest and the violence that happened, and then reschedule the speech for the VA for another day.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been good enough, and then he could talk about his achievements and all that shit. But today this was fucked up. It shouldn't have happened. We need to come together. Thank you, God bless, and that's it.
Yes, Michael. Is it Michael? Marshall. Excuse me, Marshall.
Yeah, Phil, if Obama had come out on a day where there was a horrible terrorist act somewhere and talked about how great Wall Street was doing, or that unemployment was cut in half and under, I mean, the right, and justifiably so, would have gone insane.
Oh, absolutely.
This is the same.
It was the wrong thing to do, and I think it was it was a rookie move, and it was
Gotta stop with this rookie move stuff.
Well,
He's the president of the fucking United States. We gotta stop with this now. He's 6 months in.
What are you going to do? Put a shock?
But you can call this guy. Here's the problem. You can call this guy a rookie for the next 4 years, because he's really a rookie, and that's it. He doesn't know this business. He barely knew the business he was in, but he doesn't know this business, and that's the problem.
Yeah, well, and to make it worse, he really doesn't care. That's the sad thing.
Exactly.
I don't know that he doesn't care.
No interest in learning how to do the job. He doesn't listen to anybody.
No, that's true. I noticed one thing that is a little off topic. We have 3 boroughs of New York represented on this panel: Brooklyn, Queens, and Manhattan.
Yeah. So
that's a
rarity. So if this makes any sense, fuck you.
You.
You rub a hole.
Wait a minute. You've been away from New York too long. There's a reply to fuck you.
Fuck me.
Fuck you. That's it. Okay.
Right, okay.
Well, what would you have done? Did I ask you, Marshall, what you would have done? What you would have said? How you would have parsed the situation?
Yeah, I would have just said, I would have really tailored most of my outrage to the Nazis. I would have said, we as all Americans have to come together. There's no room in America for white supremacy, Nazism, or violence. Period. That's it.
Well, I think you're close. Okay, it's kind of what he should have done. What he should have done is avoid assigning any kind of blame to anybody, but just saying this kind of action has to stop. We don't like to see this in America, because this is not the country we are, and anybody who can go along with this is not being a true American. Boom, and let everybody assume the blame. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let me see here. Let's see. Is there anybody else I didn't ask the question of?
You didn't ask me.
I didn't ask you. I didn't ask Tony. First, let's hear Tony, and then let's hear Phil, because we know what he's going to say.
I'm going to kind of go along with what Marvin said, only for the fact that it just seems, and Rob is right about something with Trump. Like, he's supposed to be giving a speech to try to bring people together to calm everything, and then he's got to go like, well, Wall Street's doing good. That has nothing to do with what's happening. Trump, I think what we see with Trump, and I could be wrong, this is who his personality is. And he always has to feel like, well, even though they're killing each other over here, we made some money last week. He's just a prick. He's just a business guy who's just a prick. Like you said, Alex, he doesn't give a shit about anybody as long as he's making money and his friends.
Well,
that's the impression I get.
What were you saying, Albert? Rob?
No moral compass, no real ideology, just finding a place where he was able to gain power because he saw an opening. He saw an opening in the Republican Party because there were 25 people running in the primaries, and he figured he had a pretty damn good shot there. And then you go and you say everything that everybody wants to hear. You do a great job of just, and especially because he's an outsider, he can blame everything on everybody else. It's easy to point out everything that's wrong. It's not easy to fix what's wrong. And he's finding that out now. And then in 4 years from now, when things are still fucked up, he can't say he had nothing, although he tries to distance himself from everything that doesn't go right. But he's not going to be blameless. So that's when his strategy will fail.
Can I ask Alex a question?
Yeah, sure.
Alex, is he the type of boss, I didn't really work for him, but I'm going to ask you guys. Is he the type of boss that when the company isn't doing well, it's everybody else's fault? But hey, you're only working a half a day.
Well, that's any boss. When have you ever heard a boss say it's my fault?
It should though, don't you think? Though?
Huh?
If they're a good boss,
well, he would gain a great deal of credibility if just once he would say, "Well, in this particular case, it was my mistake," or something to that effect. Don't you think, Phil, that would help him with the American public a little bit, to seem a little more vulnerable, to seem that he's willing to take the blame when he thinks it might be his fault?
I think any good leader or any good boss has to realize that when there's a failure, the failure rests on the boss's shoulders.
But he never does that.
Well, he doesn't, but a good leader or a good boss does.
Are you coming over to our side, Phil? Are you slowly coming over to our side? That's what I seem to be hearing tonight.
If I ever have to fire somebody, I look inward and ask, what did I do?
If you're coming over to our side, I'm going to have to ban you from the program.
It's starting to get a backbone.
And it'll make a lot of people happy. So my response, if I was Trump, I would have brought Carter out and said, "This is my spokesman," and I would have had him say just what he said.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but it's sad that we're having this conversation, isn't it, folks?
It's Saturday.
It's Saturday.
I'm enjoying it, but I don't.
You know something? We can't even have our Saturdays without some kind of Surus, right?
Yeah.
I was reading the comic book and I saw chaos.
The Nazis.
I was talking to a girlfriend yesterday about the cat that stayed with us. That the cat had this ability, as a lot of cats do, to just pay attention, make us be forced to pay attention to her, And if we weren't paying attention to her, she'd find some way to make us pay attention to her, like strike a cute pose or go do something that we go get off of there, whatever. And Trump's this way. We constantly have to pay attention to this prick, Yes, Patrick's got his hand up.
I do think it's a good thing to be talking about this.
Boy.
Because I think neo-Nazism and this sort of stuff had been sort of forgotten about, and you've made references to this sort of thing where you're picking up the rock and all the bugs crawl out from underneath, and maybe this was something that needed to happen today to really root out what is out there, and to force, unfortunately, Phil and my side to confront what we have as people that align themselves with us. And this might be a good way for us, maybe not Phil and I personally, but our side, to distance themselves and really come out and say, these people do not belong anywhere around the Republican Party or the conservative movement, because they don't represent, much like you have a lot of Muslims that have come out after a lot of these terrorist bombings saying, look, these are not Muslims. They do not follow the Quran. This is not who we are. So I think this is time for us to look in the mirror and see who the hell is on our side and get them the hell away.
I would tend to agree with you on that. I think that's perfectly stated. I think that the point is that Trump didn't do that, though. It's as though Trump did not want to make anybody feel like he was singling them out. And I'm telling you, when it comes to the morality of this country, and I'm sure Carter would agree with me, wouldn't you, Carter? That you can't side with a Nazi. It's idiotic.
Put it in comedic terms. Trump has got 3 minutes, 3 good minutes, but he needs 5. And when he gets stumped, the last 2 minutes are he steals somebody else's material. You know, it's just
like Hitler's, like Hitler's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, he just fell apart at the end. I mean, he was doing fine until he got to the point where you know, he just kept talking, but what was coming out of his mouth was garbage.
Carter, as the only black person on the panel, let me ask you a black question. I mean, do you feel that the election of Trump and his rhetoric have made it more difficult for black people in America? Maybe that's a leading question.
I think what it has done, I don't think it's made it difficult, but it served notice to me to be ready to defend myself in any situation. I don't mean physically, but verbally, you know, because, I mean, I can drive down the street and everywhere I look, I see Confederate flags now. You know, so that lets me know I have to be careful because there's some nuts out here now.
Well, I mean, like this whole thing was over the a statue of Robert E. Lee, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that they want to take it down in Charleston. They want to take it down, and of course the Nazis don't want them to take it down. Oh, you're stifling white power and white whatever. I mean, it's not that I don't think that maybe, you know, it is the South, and I think a statue of Lee. Does that bother you, a statue of Lee? I mean, it's a part of history. It was put up there as a historical monument.
It's a part of history, but we don't need to honor it.
I don't know that Lee was anti-black or you know.
Well, he had to be pro-slavery to be, you know, fighting the good fight for the South.
Exactly.
I don't really know that the South was really fighting.
Maybe he
slavery.
was. I'm sure he was good to his slaves. Okay, but
the North was fighting for slavery.
What?
They were.
What were they fighting for?
To stop the secession of the South.
No. What was the South fighting for?
I'm not sure that the slavery issue was as predominant as other economic issues were.
Well, I'm sure to the slaves that was the predominant issue.
Well, to the slaves,
right?
I don't believe that the battle that Lee was representing might have had as much to do with slavery as it did with other economic issues. You know, the slavery happened to ride on the issue, and I don't think that the North was specifically trying to free the slaves as much as it was an economic issue between the North and the South, and slavery just happened to be part of it.
As far, I don't think other African Americans will get upset if I make a statement that represent all African Americans. As far as I'm concerned, that's what it's about. And you can apologize and say whatever you want, and those statues need to be taken down. They need to go. Just like, and Germany has shown what needs to happen when you have people who are against other people. We can do that here.
you made a statement about seeing a lot of Confederate flags. Now, was it the same amount of Confederate flags out there, but you weren't looking for them before?
Trust me, if you're an African American, you pay attention to that. It might mean your life. And it got worse. When Trump was running, you'd see a Trump sign and a Confederate flag right beside it. So that lets me know who, and he knows who he was appealing to.
Patrick's got his hand up. Patrick. Patrick, for some reason, your microphone is not pumping you up. So get a little closer to it, okay? Yeah.
Better?
A little better. Yeah. I don't know. I
hear a setting noise.
Yeah. When MR came on, it seems
that's Marcella. It's Marcella. She might have some room noise. Patrick, isn't there a setting in Skype for the microphone?
Yeah, I've already taken care of that. So
now you sound good. Now you sound good.
I was not muted, and I'm muted now.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, we can hear you.
We have 9 on a Saturday. A full house.
Yeah.
One of the things, or the main issue with Lee that I've read, and I've read a few biographies of him, was his state of Virginia. That was his main thing, is he could not take up arms against his own state or his own family. So, and remember, he was not the general of the Confederacy. He was the Army of Northern Virginia. So he may be the most famous, but his deal was his state, his family. As far as the Civil War, I do believe it was fought over slavery, but I also believe it was economics, and I do tend to agree with Phil for the North. I think the North was more concerned with keeping the Union together than Emancipation Proclamation.
Yes.
I think that became something of a rally toward the end of the Civil War, when we knew after Gettysburg that the South was going to fall.
Well, there were some people who feel that it was an economic sanction against the South, the Emancipation Proclamation. That it wasn't so much a. Would you disagree with me on this, Carter? That it was more an act of really trying to hit the South with a economic blow than anything else. There wasn't like
I would agree with. Yeah, I would agree with.
It wasn't,
and that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
And you were right in saying that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, Patrick.
And then, as far as the statue goes, my thought is this: the only place that Lee's statue should be, are 2 places: Stone Mountain, Georgia, where it's already carved in the side of the mountain. Stonewall Jackson, Lee, and I forget. The Beauregard or another general, but at Lee and Washington University. That's the only place that there should be a statue honoring Lee, because Lee actually founded that university. Everywhere else, if you have Confederate statues, they should be in the cemeteries, or, as they're doing with this statue with Lee, you put it in a museum or on, property for a museum. It does not need to be out in the public for, out in the town square and that. I mean, they lost. That's the thing. When you lose a war, you don't get to keep claiming we're here,
So let me see here. Marcella, you just called us. What are your thoughts on any of this? You've been listening?
Where's your green screen?
I'm actually related to Robert E. Lee, so it's kind of.
You better talk more into your phone. You're on the phone. You're on the phone, right, Marcella? You're on the phone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, talk more into the phone. Talk more in the phone. We can't hear you that well.
Better?
No. Are you using the speaker phone?
No. Okay.
Hello? Hello?
She might have plugged something in.
Well, Who knows what's going on there? Yeah. So
I live in Virginia, Northern Virginia, and every highway and every school is named after, John Mosby and Jubal Early and all of these, these generals from the Civil War. It's they don't have the monuments here, but everything you're reminded constantly of all of these people.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just, I didn't think that we were going to see this kind of thing again, but we're seeing it now. We're seeing the Klan making its presence known. We're seeing the American Nazis making their presence known.
In Germany, we're seeing the Nazis making a resurrection as well. And I don't know.
They keep saying that. They keep saying that about Germany, but it never happens. It never happens. Every decade, somebody says, "Oh, there's a resurgence."
Well, it went from you're not even allowed to sell a piece of Nazi memorabilia.
Well, you never were. You never were.
Well, no. There were iron crosses and all of that stuff, and you couldn't buy them in stores in Germany.
Right.
Now all of a sudden they're appearing. It's just an indication of more of Nazism in Europe. There is a rise in Nazism, and maybe that same rise is fueling the Nazism here.
Yeah, well, it could be.
Trump is fueling the Nazism here.
You do feel what I've said. The argument I always used to use, Carter, was that he's given people a sense of permission.
Yes.
And that's the worst thing you can do. That gives us a very unhealthy situation here in America. He sends
dog whistles. He sends dog whistles to those type of people. That it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right to engage in this bad behavior. Yeah,
and he's appointed some to his cabinet. That's who he listens to.
But that's not what he said today. He said it wasn't okay. Maybe he didn't come out strong enough for some people, but it was the strongest that he's come out to date against all violence.
Phil, move your camera a little more to the left. You're almost blind. There you go.
You think this is a hangover for having 8 years of a black president?
No, I don't think so. He invoked Obama in a speech today. Himself, Bush, and Obama. Well, I don't know if it was Bush, but he invoked Obama's name in that speech.
Yeah.
Tony, they're coming to get you.
They're rioting in Brooklyn now, in Queens.
Is that coming from your neck of the woods there, Tony?
No, actually, no. I'm quiet here.
Who had the sirens? Maybe it was Marcella, just as she hung up. Maybe she's running away from the cops. I don't know.
Right now, it's quiet in my area.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Let's see here. What time is it? Oh boy. Wow. I just was going to do this for an hour and see how it would go, but
you got up to 9 people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and we got a lot of people watching on. The winner is Facebook Live for number of viewers.
Yeah.
Then the least is on Periscope, and YouTube, and live stream is second. So that's what's going on here.
Wait, Alex?
Yes.
That gets back to the question I was going to ask earlier.
Yeah.
So when you go on to Facebook, a notification goes out to everyone who's your friend, because this is going out from your personal page, right?
Yeah, there's a difference. So it's not. I don't know if it's the friends or the followers. There is a difference. I have 5,000 friends, which is the limit that I can have, the maximum I can have. But I also have 1,962 followers.
Isn't everybody a friend also a follower?
No. No, there's a difference.
No.
You can choose to follow us. For instance, if you're listening to us right now and you're enjoying what you hear, follow me on Facebook. Okay? Now, if you want to be a friend, you ask to be a friend, but anybody can follow me. So,
It's just what Alex posts. If his post to the public get seen by his friends, by the followers, anything that posts just to friends, family, just gets seen to friends.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
It's confusing to me because I think that we have taken the words like friends and diluted it quite a bit in the society. And followers, Hitler had followers, so you know. I don't know if it's a good thing.
When I was watching you on YouTube originally, like before I called in, there were it said 4 people were following you at the time on YouTube.
Yeah. That doesn't mean that when we're through, there won't be a total of more than that. But at this given time, what was it? Is it? No, I can't tell. Here we go. There are 5 watching right now. I don't understand exactly how the analytics work on this, because if you look at Facebook Live, it says like 12 people. When I get off tonight and I close this thing off and it just goes to the file, I'll find I have about 300 people that watched it. So it's very strange. I have no idea how you figure out the analytics on this stuff. Although I got to tell you, it's very humbling to have some idea of how many people are actually listening to you, because when you did radio, you just assumed, you know. Mm-hmm. I mean, I get a better response on this show. I think Patrick goes back with me to Sirius. I actually get more people reacting to this show and calling this show than I ever got on the radio program. You know, some days if there was a real issue, I guess we would get a lot of people. But some days you'd be sitting there begging for callers.
Well, I remember even when you were at Camel and I was clearing the calls. Yeah. It was the lines would light up. What was there, 6 lines? And I'm going between the lines trying to figure out who was funny and then telling you which line to pick up.
Yeah. But but still, I've worked a national program, like a national talk show. And I literally sat there waiting for calls. I mean, this thing was syndicated to like 150 radio stations, and nobody's calling.
Wow.
Wow. So at least I don't have that problem. So.
Well, I used to try calling you when you were on MCA and PLJ, and it was always tough to get through.
Yeah. That was because I spilled coffee on the phone. What are you looking at there, Rob?
I'm just looking at the guide. That's all. Nothing.
At the guide.
Oh, on the TV.
You mean with this? Yeah.
That's your remote control. That's your remote control.
Yeah,
so, Alex, you didn't care for the first show in the second season of Dice?
I thought it was kind of soft. I didn't think it was that good. I thought it was okay, but it wasn't that good. I thought the first season he did was really very good. And for me to say that is going a long way, because I was never a big fan of his. I was always a fan of his as an actor.
Yeah,
but not as a comedian. I thought he went out and basically bought an act, and I
thought he was more human. And when they put him in the position and he's dealing with
what they're dealing with here, the whole show is on the premise that he's kind of a failed comic. And he's living in Las Vegas with his wife, and he's trying to get a career back, and he's a very likable character. This one you like, and I didn't think the show was bad. I just didn't think it was up to the par of last year. So
they tried to do one of those things like what was it, the Ghost of Christmas Past? If you were never here, what would how would everybody else have turned out?
You're talking about It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
If you never lived, how would the world be? And I was going to do a version of It's a Wonderful Life when I was at Camel in San Francisco, or not Camel, KMEL, but Live 105. And I was going to do a thing with me, doing It's a Wonderful Life with me in the James Stewart version, except the only twist at the end is everybody's life would have been a hell of a lot better
Yeah, well, so what Dice found out was that their lives weren't better because he wasn't in it, and yeah, you're right. It was a little soft. It was a tough thing to try and.
Well, I'm just saying that the show is a good show. It was a good show. Anybody see this last year? Anybody?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. What did you what did you think of it last year? Good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, and I, like you, was never the biggest Dice fan in the world, but I did enjoy the show. I thought it humanized him, and I thought I actually liked the one, for the first one of the second season.
So did I.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting premise, and again, it humanized him. I enjoy that aspect of it.
But now you'll have to wait for a couple of weeks for the next one, because that is a preview that they have up on Showtime.
Oh,
and the same thing is true of episodes. They have a new version of
full episode.
It's a full episode, but I say it's a preview.
Oh, okay.
And they're going to have that up for about 3 weeks until the actual show goes on for its second episode. They also did the same thing with episodes. I don't know if you watch episodes, but that's a great little show.
No, I haven't yet, but it looked like it was going to be a good one.
Yeah. One thing I like about the Skype here is that I can actually, I have to go back and forth between the people, but sometimes I have two of you on the screen at a time. Did we lose somebody here?
Marcella.
We lost Marcella, but did we lose somebody else?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No.
Oh, really?
Okay.
We have 8? Wait a minute. Oh, I guess. Oh, I see. You're not on the screen when I don't. Wait a minute. Where are you on here? Oh, there you are. There you are.
It must be covered up by your picture on the Facebook, but I'm on the screen.
Oh, I see. When I put somebody on screen, like Patrick's on screen now, he's not on the strip below, so that's why I didn't count them. And at the very bottom, it says in very little letters who the person is, like Tony Magno. And, he said, I can put remove from group. No, I won't do that. Anyway.
Well, he's not on the screen, or on the strip, but he might be on the stripper pole.
Yeah. So I'm
the strip you can move left and right.
Yeah.
Next Friday, we're going. Next Friday, we're going up to Vermont. Where I can hang out with Bernie Sanders. Yeah, sure.
I stayed at a house where Bernie Sanders celebrated his 40th birthday.
Well, that's certain. What a coincidence.
Before Washington slept there?
Yeah, wait a minute. Here's Marcella. Wait a minute. Let me hang up on her and call her back now. This is the way you got to.
Are you going to get some ice cream up there, Alex?
And I'm going to go see Bernie now. In fact, the people. Hello, Marcella. You there again?
Hi. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Where are you? At home now?
Yes.
There we go. Now we can see Marcella. See, there she is.
Screen behind her.
Yeah.
I do. I don't have anything up on it.
She has a green screen in the back. Phil's very jealous of that because he could never get his working.
I need the right software, and I just haven't taken the time to deal with it.
Yeah.
Well, mine's a little funky today.
Well, there's some stuff on either side of you. Have you got yourself masked?
Yeah. Let me turn it off. I kind of got the atomic bomb going on in the background.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Yes.
And we just lost her.
Yeah.
We just lost her. Oh, well. It's
The atomic bomb blew up.
Hey, for a show that was supposed to just be a test tonight, this has been kind of fun, and it's a proof of allowed me to learn how to work this whole system here. I think probably we're going to wind up calling. Oh, I mean, here she comes. Is it her again? Yep. Okay, let me hang up, and then I got to call her back because that's the only way I can get people on with this fakakta Skype system. Marcella. And add to call, Skype, there we go. And now we're ringing her, and she just came back in. Hello, Marcella.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to prove problem child this evening.
See, what I have to do when I with this Skype system on the Mac is boy, that sucks. It really, in a lot of ways. But what I have to do is I have to call you back when you call. I can't just add you to the group. It's ridiculous.
So, Marcella, if
Marcella,
your relative,
move yourself over there.
Robert E. Lee happened to have won, that would have put you in a better position.
We just have a little more land in the state of Virginia, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're about ready to call this a wrap here, because we've been doing this for. I was only going to do it for an hour. It's my day off, for crying out loud, you know. But I want to thank.
Yeah, but how long have you been in the studio playing with all this before you even decided to test it?
Let's not even talk about that.
Yeah,
I'd say
about that today.
I'd say working this out has taken about 3 weeks. Okay, and there's still stuff I haven't worked out. There is another thing where Phil, we were trying this one night, and he was calling me using the system that's built into the live stream system, where he calls, he goes online to a certain thing, and then I can
link.
Yeah, and then I just bring them up on screen. But we had trouble with an echo like we had earlier. But maybe I've solved the problem.
Well,
you know,
what do you think you did to solve it tonight?
I turned off a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know, so, you know. Well, anyway, I want to thank Patrick. See, I can show each of them individually. I want to thank Carter. Carter, we don't hear from you, but on a Saturday night, we get you, right?
Yeah, you should call more often.
You really should call more often. You're terrific, Carter.
I will.
Okay. Marcella, always good to hear from you. Marshall, you're pixelating a lot, but you got some good thoughts, so that's cool. Phil, of course, we thank you as always for being the newel post of our program. Whatever a newel post is. Rob,
it's the big post on a first step.
Is it really?
Yeah, that holds up the handrail.
Oh, really? That's a newel post?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I learned something doing this program today. Rob Alfano, thank you as always. And, of course, Tom Yamaguchi, really terrific. And, it was a good test. It because of the difference in the Skype on a Mac as opposed to the Skype that I normally use, I'm able to put you up all full screen and stuff. It's a little more work for me, but it looks pretty good. I'm not unhappy with it. What I'm unhappy with is that I can't answer the calls. I have to hang up and then call back. But outside of that, it worked out.
Since it was more work for you, I say let's double your salary.
Okay, more Gabnet bucks? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, hey, everybody, wave goodbye, will you? Okay?
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. There we go, and here I am, and let me get rid of all of them. There we go. I just got rid of all of them. And let me turn my Skype off. And boy, I've had this Skype up tonight. Like the way I have to do it here is like a full screen. And of course, when I don't have that screen up, here's the screen that's up. This is my computer screen, my regular computer screen. And if you want me to now, some porn. No. Let me go back to this. Anyway. I just wanted to say that thank everybody for putting up with me with this little experiment. It was I think a suitable experiment, actually, and I think it worked out okay, and it could have worked out a little better, but, we did this to be able to figure out exactly how to do it and how to make it work. And so we thank you all for joining us. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Why is it? Hold on a second. Why is that saying 2? Is something else playing me? No. Huh. This is not working. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I got to stop something here. What is this? What is playing? Oh, I know it's probably playing. No? Huh. This is weird. This is, okay. My theme that won't play. The damn theme won't play. What is wrong with that? Okay, well, I'll figure it out later. It says 2, so something else is up? What is this? God, none of it makes sense. Okay, well, let me get rid of this altogether, and then let me bring it up again. And I think maybe I'll be able to do a little better now. Let me see here what happens. Can I play it now? There we go. There was something wrong with my system here. Anyway, hey, listen, that's it for tonight. I'm Alex Bennett. There's nothing after us because this wasn't on GabNet. Let me also turn to the other camera here. Hold on a second. Yeah, let me turn to the other camera here. Okay, there we are. Anyway, I got a camera here and I got a camera there, and you know, I had a lot to learn tonight. So I hope you enjoyed it. It actually wasn't a bad show, and you also got to hear all the bells and whistles of what goes on when you're trying to make something work. Anyway, I'm Alex Bennett. That's it for tonight. See you on Tuesday, everybody. And in the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye.